Hey Scorpio, this is Perrymore Tarot's weekly reading from September 29th through October 5th, 2025. This is for Scorpio. Last shuffle for Scorpio. Let's see what's going on. Sorry for the late notice, Scorpio, but due to everything that's going on this week, I won't be able to dedicate so much time to daily readings, and I don't want to shortchange anyone. But I'm still available for personal reads throughout the week, and also we will resume dailies on the 6th, no question about it. So we have travel and decrease in this. Travel tells me and decrease tells me that you don't have to, you may not find yourself traveling this week. I would be very careful about that. The angels are saying is not the right time, especially if this is just travel for leisure. Only travel when necessary this week. Start clearing out clutter in your space. Start creating a more balanced life. Focus more on getting things together. This would not be a good time um, to be to do things that aren't necessary. Okay, we're focusing now on creating more balanced life. We less out time, less party time, less fun, and more getting back into reinventing our life, and clearing up some things in our space, right? Getting things on the right track. I'm seeing a lot of balance energy here. They You have travel with the Three of Cups, Page of Wands, Eight of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Right now, it would be, I wouldn't say dangerous, but it could, some of you, traveling right now could lead to like legal issues, incarceration, that kind of thing. It also speaks to the fact that it would be due to other people. It would be due to your your friends, any third part. It's like third party. It would be the thing that gets you into trouble. So it would be wise at this point to um, to just focus on getting yourself together, right? That decreased Nine of Pentacles and Magician. That is definitely where that is saying they want you to focus mostly on this cycle of maybe feeling empowered alone, like to decrease, not feeling empowered alone, like that's what we need to decrease, but more of like, hmm, it's about time that you focus on what makes you feel like life is solid, good. Balance usually means we're not doing too much in any direction. Things feel very settled, and they want you to focus on settled, a feeling of settled. Okay. They also are speaking about love here. And when it comes to love, they want you to know that you deserve love and you are very lovable. And that love also is not all about just agreeing just because, right? It's about relationships are the good ones, the best ones are the ones where we can challenge you and we can agree at the same time. We support and we challenge, right? We agree and we can also disagree and come to a resolution. Angel number 222 with that's an alignment usually is here. And it speaks about asking you questions. How are you going to move forward towards your life's true calling? You've got to do what makes you happy, and your enthusiasm is what will keep you going. Okay, you need to follow your interests if it's piqued by something, right? And that's very important. Follow your interests, okay? And but when it comes to love, though, it's really strengthening this impact on relationships where we're realizing that someone may be coming towards you first of all to tell you uh, that it's time to get something together. It's time to, because I see a person coming in that wants stability in your household, wants to see you settled, wants to see you okay. You want to say my world is a reflection of my thinking. That would tell me that what we're needing to be focusing on or thinking about is how our life could improve. What can happen? What can we do that would improve our life, right? Your world will be a reflection of this as we're creating a balance. You'd want to use the color or the flowers. Violet, your name could be Violet. Someone's name in this situation could be Violet, but Violet, the name and Well, the gematria name would be 1, 4, 9, 2. So this does create somewhat of a balance. It does bring two things together. It brings the balance of two aspects of things together. It does bring an alignment like no other. Okay. And so they're wanting you to focus on an alignment within your life. How can I align to what I'm meant to align to? That's one thing as well. You want to use violets, have the like a vase of violet, the flowers, or wear the color or have it around. Dark thoughts is death and 7 of Wands. Now, our dark thoughts would speak to the fact that we may feel powerless. So, like internally, 7 of Wands usually is somewhat of a not necessarily a question, but saying the answer is within you, right? But if we're in a dark space of this is saying I'm very defensive because I'm not sure what the answer is, but I also don't trust that anyone could ever tell me. Why? Because the answer is within you. So, of course, yes, you can't trust what anyone would tell you. But this tells me that for many of you, you may have felt like life was a bumpy road. It was very difficult. Feels like you've been fighting all your life. Okay, you're Sophia. I've been all my life I had to fight, and I'm seeing that kind of thing. I'm also seeing that many of you may feel that you have had a lot of separations in your life, like a lot. Maybe this is a vibe of someone who maybe if you're in a long-term relationships with people, like long-term friendships, long-term commitments and such, you may still feel like there was a lot of ups and downs in those connections, and that it was fraught with endings and beginnings and disappointments and such. And then I'm also seeing someone who's feeling like most of their relationships ended, and it was always something like I was fighting so hard to keep it together, and it just changed. It was out of my control. It just died, and I didn't know what to do. They're telling you that you're quite fortunate because any of these connections, there was just not the right time for you. And it's something that you got to be honest with. They're saying you need to be honest with yourself about the relationships you've been in, feel and release them, and release everything you've accumulated on this journey. You will not need any of the coping mechanisms that you developed to be in those connections. You won't need to do them in your next connections. It's almost akin to being in relationships with like a narcissist, because whenever I see this, I'm always like, oh, okay. Sometimes that means that I was in narcissistic relationships. So what that looks like is saying, I won't need to gray rock anymore. That's not a method I would need to use with anybody. No one's stonewalling me. No one's ignoring me. No one is shutting me out, making me feel trapped or trying to trap me. So I don't need to use those methods to survive, right? And so that's where they're coming from with that. And so the dark thoughts would be, I'm always going to have to defend myself, right? Or I may think that I know, and then next thing I know, I'm fighting for my life. You know what I mean? Because you know how you always think that's what happens in those kind of things. When we get betrayed, we don't trust our own selves. It's deeper than just, okay, I'm betrayed, you hurt me, and now I can't trust you. But then you're like, well, what is it about me that I couldn't see that this person was false, fake, phony, and crazy on top of that? Like, how come I couldn't see the red flags? Something must be wrong with my picker. And they're saying the dark thoughts are just that you have to let go of everything you've accumulated, all this stuff, so that you can move on into the future, because you may still be thinking that your future is still in the state, like you're still on the battlefield, is what this says. So this week is going to be one of those weeks where we're going to be going over our journey through life and seeing and being honest with ourselves and realizing I need to reinvent myself. I'm no longer going to be identifying myself as a victim of this person or a survivor of this crap. I'm going to depict, I'm going to see myself as me, just Scorpio, just freaking Scorpio who is triumphed in life. I am just Scorpio who is looking for my higher calling, for what I'm meant to do. I'm just Scorpio who's interested in pottery and wants to go and start making things that I can sell. Maybe I'll have a store. Who knows? Fear is the Six of Swords twice. Someone is afraid that they will never be able to move on from an ending. Someone is fully worried about what's up ahead, fear of what's up ahead. Like, I left chaos, I'm probably going into more chaos. I left, and now I'm seeing really strenuous toxicity. I've left feeling trapped, like a trapped, like a bird in a gilded cage. I left feeling that way, going into another situation, probably the same way. If I start a relationship with someone else, then what will happen is they're going to start off great. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And then here comes the mind games. And then I'm hooked. And it's going to happen again. And Spirit's saying that's not true. It's not even the right time right now to focus so much on the future at all. Usually the fear card comes out when whatever happened cannot happen again. You've learned already, but the storm has already passed. So you're not going back through another storm. There's hope. So your fears are foundless, like you will not go back into the same situation that you were in, even if it's a new place, new person, new party, new everything. You still, that does not mean that just because it somewhat starts the same, you know, it doesn't mean that it will continue to be that way. Not everything and everyone is like what you dealt with. And so the angels are saying right now is not the time to hold on to this, especially if you're in a romantic connection now. They're saying you deserve to be loved, right? And you deserve also to be challenged in that love, challenged to let something go, challenged to face some things and be honest with ourselves. Okay, Year of the Dragon may be very significant in this, and it speaks about how fortunate you really are, to be honest with you. And it talks about how you may have dealt with someone who was loud and impatient and rude, but in reality, and stubborn too, very stubborn. And so they're showing that what's ahead for you is intelligent people, people that make you feel very glamorous, like life is a peach, and enthusiastic energy coming towards you. That's what's ahead of you. Um, Now, this could pertain to anything. It's not just love. This could pertain to any connection whatsoever, work related or anything like that. But they're bringing up these connections for you and wanting you to reinvent yourself like after dealing with certain things, like reinvent yourself. The Mercury retrograde may have really kicked some things off for you, and I think that's what yeah. Uh, hmm. It's also coming back in November, but this would be around August, July 18th to like August something, August 11th, 12th, something like that. The last Mercury retrograde may have pushed you to realize you need to really truly reinvent yourself, clear out the clutter in your life. um, the next Mercury retrograde coming up is like November 10th or 9th or something like that. And you want to start setting things up to get yourself together. That's what retrogrades really do, is clear clutter. They bring things to the forefront to be like, you still need this? So I'm talking about they're bringing up old stuff, all kinds of old people, old places, old things. You still use this or what? Because, I mean, all you're going to do if you're going to keep using it is put it back in the corner and it's going to clutter you back up again. So which one is it? You going to use it now finally or what? Are you interested in it? If not, throw it away. Like the retrograde is like that mom that comes in your room and is like, look, I got a garbage bag and I got time today. So what's up? So either way, you could be Year of the Dragon may be significant. Like I said, that could be the year that you were born, someone significant to you was born, or when something really started to kick off for you. So that could be 2024, which is last year, 2012, 2000, 1988, 76, 64, 52. Now, even further, 40, and 28, 12 years back. So you could be dealing with a Libra, another Scorpio, a Gemini. We also have Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. You could be a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp or a Libra Scorpio cusp. I'm seeing Scorpio Sagittarius cusp. And that seems to be it. If you're not dealing with these signs, which you don't have to be, these signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.